Hey friends, Jessica Juckstock here. Earlier this week in my Facebook group, someone asked me, what can we do to protect our daughters' hormones so they don't suffer the way that we have? And I thought that was a really great question. I mean, who doesn't want her daughter to avoid problems like painful periods or infertility or even less obvious symptoms of hormone imbalances such as eczema or insomnia, a whole slew of other things. That's just to name a few. So while there's going to be some overlap in how you take care of yourself versus how you take care of your daughters, I thought it would be really useful to approach this from the perspective of how you help your children with their hormone balance. So let's talk about my 3 keys to raising a hormone-healthy daughter. And since I have a daughter now, I feel like this is really, really relevant to me. So Johnny, I need you to be quiet, please, while I'm doing this. Okay, thank you. The first key, I think, is education. I grew up not really knowing a lot about like how my body worked, about how my hormones worked, and like the effect that they had on my body. And I feel like some problems that I had later in life could have been avoided if I'd had more knowledge like going into adulthood. So some areas that I think are important to educate our daughters on, what I plan to do with Josie as she gets older is to teach her about like the different phases of her cycle, how her body works during each phase of her cycle, the hormones that affect the different phases, what is normal, what normal should look like, what kinds of signs she might see if things aren't normal. And I think that catching things early is key. So if she does notice a sign that, oh, something's not normal here, then we can start talking about what to do about it at that point. I'll also teach her about factors that can negatively affect her hormones. So things like endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors in the environment, like toxins that can affect her hormone balance, as well as hormonal birth control. And I'm not really going to get into that today. But suffice it to say that I really don't think hormonal birth control is a good idea. I've personally seen the way that it negatively affected my own body. So that's something that I'll definitely want to talk to my daughter about as she kind of gets into the age where that's relevant. By the way, you can't educate your child unless you have the knowledge yourself. So if you feel like you're lacking in knowledge and would like to learn some more, I really encourage you to check out my free Facebook group where we talk about this kind of thing. It's called Hormone Savvy Mamas. And if you want more information, just drop a comment below or send me a message and I'll get you more information on that group. The second key is diet and exercise. Emphasizing fresh fruits, vegetables, clean animal products, as well as regular physical activity goes a long way toward keeping your whole body healthy. And since the systems of the body are all interconnected, if you're keeping your body healthy, all of the other systems will follow. Just by way of one example, a really common hormone imbalance in our world today is excess estrogen. Estrogen is stored in the fat cells in your body. So it's really common, even though it's common with everybody to have like that excess estrogen, it's really super common in people who have a little extra weight because their fat cells are holding on to that estrogen and causing it to cause imbalances in the body. So maintaining a healthy weight is really key to keeping your hormones balanced. The third key, I think, is a really big one. This is the one that, I guess along with the education piece, this is kind of the most important one to me, and that is using products that are clean. For example, okay, there are tons of everyday products that contain toxic chemicals that will affect your hormone balance. So for example, your makeup or your lotions or your shampoo or your conditioner, your body wash, a lot of them contain things called parabens or phthalates, and these have been scientifically shown to have a negative effect on your hormones, to disrupt your hormone balance. And by the way, it matters what's in your makeup too, as far as your daughter's hormone health is concerned. because like if you're hugging or you're kissing your daughter, she's going to be exposed to those same toxins when you hug her or kiss her. So it's really important that you clean up your own products as well as hers. Plus, like if you've got these products like on your sink or whatever, your daughter's going to come along and be like, oh, I want to use mommy's makeup or mommy's lotions or whatever else. So I think it's really key to make sure that the products that you're using for your whole family are safe and healthy for your hormone balance. Cleaning supplies are another really big offender, and I think this one is kind of the biggest offender. Cleaning supplies contain some really, really nasty chemicals that can affect not only your hormone balance, but can also cause things like birth defects or cancer, or, I mean, a whole bunch of other negative, nasty stuff. So I think it's really important to make sure that the cleaning supplies you're using, things like your all-purpose cleaner, your dish detergent, your laundry detergent, that those are clean and free of chemicals that will negatively affect your hormone balance. Even the products that your daughter uses for her period can be problematic. Pads and tampons, they have chemicals in them that can have some pretty nasty effects on the body. And I'd be happy to talk to you about my suggested alternatives, the things that I use instead of like conventional pads and tampons, to make sure that I'm not putting those chemicals into my body. I do know from experience that it can be really, really super hard to do the research and to find products that are safe for your family. I mean, I've spent countless hours doing the research, trying to figure out what's safe and what isn't, and then like standing in the grocery store aisle, like staring at the aisles, picking up the bottles, looking at the backs of them, trying to figure out, is this going to be safe, is it not, buying something, taking it home, only to realize that, oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea for me to buy this after all. So if you would like some help with picking out products that are safe, if you want a little bit of guidance on that, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to chat with you to find what's right for you and for your family. So those are my 3 keys for maintaining a healthy hormone balance for your daughters. There's education, diet and exercise, and using clean products. I hope that was helpful information. If you found it valuable, please share this video, leave me a comment, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to chat with you. And I think I have a little boy here who wants to say hello.
Hello.
So there's Johnny. He's going to say hello. And I am careful to make sure that the products I use with Johnny are clean as well. Because
can I have that pine cone, please?
Sure, you can have the pine cone. Because women are not the only people that struggle with hormone imbalances. So it's an important thing for our little boys as well. So that's all I have for today. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will chat with you all later. All right? Bye-bye.